Dhaka. Beneath the surface of this modern metropolis lies an older story deeply intertwined with water. Long before skyscrapers, Dhaka was born from the river. This ancient connection has adapted, surviving within the city's expansion. Join us as we peel back the layers of contemporary Dhaka to reveal its aquatic heart. These waterways shape the city's geography and its people. Our journey begins where land meets water, transitioning from city sounds to a river symphony. It's a step back in time, governed by the river's ebb and flow. The boat life is a living reality for thousands. The river is their home, workplace, and playground. We uncover a vibrant community thriving amidst the city's chaos. This is a story of resilience and the unbreakable bond between Dhaka and its water. Our first introduction to this aquatic universe is the Buriganga River. Standing on its banks, you are immediately struck by a powerful sensory overload. The air is thick with smells, and the river is a canvas of constant motion. Small boats weave between colossal ferries that look like floating buildings. This is the lifeline of Dhaka, a vital artery that pumps people and goods through the city. You see boatmen, known locally as majis, their muscles taut as they row passengers. Their small boats are dwarfed by massive cargo vessels laden with sand and bricks. This is the pulse of Dhaka, a raw display of the city's commercial and social life. It makes you realize how much of this megacity's existence depends on this single, polluted yet indispensable river. This river is the city's soul, messy and complex but undeniably alive and powerful. As we leave the solid ground of the riverbank and step onto a small wooden boat, the perspective shifts dramatically. The world on land begins to feel distant, almost like a separate reality. The noise of the city becomes a muted backdrop to the immediate, intimate sounds of the water. The gentle rocking of the boat beneath our feet is a constant reminder that we have crossed a threshold. We are no longer observers looking in from the edge. We are now participants in this floating world, moving with its current and navigating its complex social fabric. This is where the true story begins, in the heart of the river's community. Our Maji, a man named Karim, navigates the crowded waterway with an ease that comes from a lifetime of experience. He points out the different types of boats and explains their purpose with a quiet pride. There are the dinghy nukas, the small passenger boats like his own, functioning as water taxis. Then there are the larger kosha nukas, used for transporting goods like vegetables and clay pots. He steers us past a boat that has been converted into a makeshift barbershop, and another that serves as a floating tea stall, its owner handing steaming cups to boatmen passing by. Every vessel seems to have a story, a role to play in this intricate ecosystem. This is more than just a transportation network, it is a society on water. We see children playing on the decks of anchored boats, their laughter echoing across the river. Women are seen washing clothes on the sterns of their floating homes, their colorful saris a vibrant splash against the dark water. We glide past a floating market where vendors in small boats display mountains of fresh produce, their voices calling out prices and haggling with customers who are also on boats. It is a complete self-contained world with its own economy, its own social structures, and its own unique set of challenges and joys. The feeling of entering this hidden world is profound. It's a realization that while the city of Dhaka has grown upwards and outwards with concrete and steel, another version of it has persisted and adapted on the water. This is a community defined by its resourcefulness and its deep connection to the river. Life here is stripped down to its essentials, yet it is rich with human interaction and a powerful sense of belonging. As our small boat moves deeper into the maze of waterways, we leave the familiar world further behind, ready to explore the lives of those who call this river home. The Buriganga is the lifeblood of Dhaka. Every day its waters carry people, goods, and dreams. To understand Dhaka, understand the river's role in daily life. It connects the metropolis in ways roads cannot. For many, it's the most efficient way to travel to the city center. The river provides a solution to urban mobility. The river is a source of livelihood for many workers. Fishermen cast nets, sand divers retrieve materials, and boat builders work tirelessly. Generations have grown up along its banks, their lives shaped by its currents. Even as the city changes, the river remains at its heart. It's a vital artery that keeps Dhaka alive. At the very core of this riverine world are the boatmen, the majis. They are the navigators that power the ceaseless movement on the Buriganga. These men are the inheritors of a tradition passed down through generations. Their office is a small wooden boat, their tools a pair of sturdy oars. We spend time with a maji named Harun, a man in his 50s with a face that seems carved from weathered wood. He has been rowing this same route across the Buriganga for over 30 years. He tells us that the river is his only life. It has fed his family, educated his children, and given him a sense of purpose. His hands, calloused and strong, are a testament to his life's work, yet they persevere with a quiet resilience. But they are all united by their shared identity as men of the river. They are the living memory of the Buriganga. These portraits of the Majis are a window into the soul of the river itself. While the small passenger boats represent the human pulse of the Buriganga, the massive cargo vessels are its economic backbone. These are the heavyweights of the river, the slow-moving giants that transport the raw materials essential for the city's survival and growth. From sand and stone to bricks and produce, these boats carry the building blocks of urban life. Their journey is often slow and laborious, but it is a critical link in Dhaka's supply chain. Without this constant flow of goods along the river, construction would grind to a halt, markets would empty, and the city's relentless metabolism would slow dramatically. The river is, in essence, Dhaka's most important industrial corridor. The scale of this operation is immense. All along the riverbanks you can see informal ports and landing stages where these cargo boats are loaded and unloaded. The process is a marvel of human labor. Armies of workers, often balancing precariously on narrow wooden planks, carry heavy loads of bricks or sand on their heads, moving in a continuous ant-like stream from the boat to the shore. The work is physically demanding and low-paying, yet it is performed with a rhythmic efficiency that is both mesmerizing and humbling to watch. These scenes are a raw, unfiltered look at the manual labor that underpins the city's modern facade. We follow a boat carrying a mountain of red bricks, destined for one of Dhaka's countless construction sites. The captain, a seasoned veteran of the river, explains that transporting goods by water is significantly cheaper and more efficient than using trucks on the city's congested roads. A single large boat can carry the equivalent of several dozen truckloads, making river transport the preferred method for bulk materials. He navigates his cumbersome vessel with practiced skill, avoiding the swarms of smaller passenger boats and finding his way through the crowded channels. His journey is a slow but steady beat in the river's economic rhythm. This cargo lifeline highlights the river's dual identity. It is simultaneously a place of serene traditional life and a hub of intense industrial activity. The contrast is stark, a small fishing boat casting its net in the shadow of a colossal vessel piled high with gravel. This juxtaposition is at the heart of the Buriganga's character. It is a space where different worlds collide and coexist, a dynamic environment where the ancient and the modern are in constant interaction. The cargo boats are a powerful symbol of the river's practical, utilitarian role, a constant reminder that this waterway is not just a cultural artifact, but a vital, working artery of commerce. In Dhaka, a city obsessed with modernity, one might wonder why this ancient riverine way of life endures. The river works, offering an affordable solution to logistical challenges in this densely populated city. It's cheaper and faster than the traffic-choked roads. This endurance is a story of human adaptation. Boats become homes and shops, creating floating communities. The river offers freedom and autonomy. The river endures because it's integral to Dhaka's identity, its soul. It's a testament to tradition adapting within a modern metropolis. Beyond the ferries, the Buriganga River is home to a more permanent community. These are people for whom the river is a residential address, radically redefining home. It is not a structure fixed to the earth, but a vessel that floats. These floating homes, often repurposed boats, are marvels of ingenuity. They represent a commitment to a life lived entirely on the water. Walking through this floating neighborhood, one is struck by how these vessels are transformed into domestic spaces. The open deck becomes a veranda, a living room, and a playground. Tarpaulin sheets create sheltered areas that serve as bedrooms and kitchens. Potted plants add a touch of green and a sense of permanence. Every square inch of space is utilized with remarkable efficiency. It is a testament to the human ability to create a sense of home anywhere. For the families here, the gentle rocking of the water is a comforting lullaby. These floating homes challenge our conventional understanding of what constitutes a house. They are a powerful statement about resourcefulness and the fundamental human need for shelter and community. In a city where land is scarce, these families have found a viable alternative on the water. Their homes are symbols of resilience in the very heart of the urban jungle. Step aboard these floating homes where daily life is intricately woven with the river. Cooking is often done on portable stoves featuring fish caught from the river and vegetables from market boats. The river serves as a communal laundry. Clean drinking water requires trips to shore. Sleeping arrangements are a study in spatial economy. Families curl up together in tight quarters. The gentle rocking of the boat is a familiar comfort. Life is a constant negotiation with the elements, from summer heat to monsoon rains. This is a life of constant adaptation, where the home is an active participant in the family's survival. Life on a floating home isn't isolated. Boat homes cluster, forming dynamic, floating neighborhoods with a powerful sense of community. Neighbors share challenges and triumphs, governed by mutual support. This interdependence is the social glue that holds these communities together. Boats are tied together, creating communal platforms. Children hop from one boat to another. Informal social networks are crucial for exchanging information and easing daily stresses. This creates a sense of shared identity. These floating neighborhoods offer a sense of belonging. The families have built a floating society, a resilient community that draws its strength from the water. In a city where land is fiercely contested, the river offers space. For families in floating homes, the water represents an opportunity to create a world of their own, away from the density of life on shore. On the river, they are not subject to landlords or regulations. They have created their own rules and definition of home. This provides a degree of freedom that is unimaginable for the urban poor on land. This space is also a playground and a classroom for the children who grow up here. The river is their backyard, a vast and exciting world to explore. Ultimately, the floating homes of the Buriganga represent a remarkable act of placemaking, creating a world that is both a part of Dhaka and entirely separate from it. It is a powerful reminder that a home is defined by the people who inhabit it and the community they create. Our journey leads us to Sadargat Launch Terminal. It's the chaotic epicenter connecting the city to the water. Hundreds of thousands pass through daily, making it one of the busiest river ports. The air crackles with energy, a symphony of sounds and constant chatter. Ferries form a wall along the riverfront, connecting Dhaka to Bangladesh's river delta. People flow between land and boats, a dense mass with underlying purpose. Navigating Sadargat is an immersive experience, senses bombarded. It's a gateway, a place of emotional goodbyes where life unfolds. Sadargat is a raw expression of Bangladesh's pulse. Within the overwhelming noise of Sadargat, you can distinguish the individual stories. We meet a garment worker traveling home to Barisal for Eid with his family. The city provides his livelihood, but his village is where his heart is. We also meet a young university student arriving from Bola, her backpack holding dreams of a different future. A vendor who's been selling boiled eggs here for 20 years sees himself as essential to this ecosystem. Sadargat is a collection of 1 million personal journeys, a crossroads where countless lives intersect. To understand this place, look past the crowd and see the individuals within it. Behind the visible spectacle of passengers and ferries, an army of unseen workers keeps Sadargat functioning. These are the people whose labor is the bedrock upon which this entire operation is built, yet they often remain invisible to the hurried travelers. The coolies, or porters, are perhaps the most visible of this workforce, yet their individual efforts are often overlooked. These men perform feats of incredible strength and balance, carrying loads that often outweigh them. For a small fee, they ensure that a family's entire worldly possessions make it safely from the chaotic street, through the dense crowd, and onto the correct ferry. Their work is physically punishing and essential to the port's logistics. Deeper within the ecosystem of the terminal are the boatmen who operate the small dinghies that act as water taxis, ferrying people from the shore to the larger launches anchored mid-river. This is a perilous job, requiring immense skill to navigate the tight spaces between the colossal ferries, avoiding their powerful propellers and the treacherous currents they create. These boatmen are part of a complex informal transport network that fills the gaps left by the formal infrastructure. They wait patiently in the shadows of the giant vessels, their small wooden boats a vital link in the chain of a passenger's journey, providing a last-mile service on the water. Then there are the ferry workers themselves, the captains, the engineers in the noisy engine rooms, the deckhands who cast the thick mooring ropes, and the cooks who prepare meals for hundreds during overnight voyages. These crews live on the boats for weeks at a time, their lives dictated by the ferry's schedule. They are responsible for the safety and comfort of thousands of passengers, a responsibility they bear with a quiet professionalism. Their work is a relentless cycle of departures and arrivals, a life lived in constant motion on the arteries of the nation's river system, connecting the capital to the farthest reaches of the delta. This unseen workforce is the true engine of Sadargat, from the ticket sellers in their small booths to the cleaners who swab the decks between journeys. Each person plays a critical role. They are the gears in a massive, complex machine, their combined efforts creating the seemingly effortless flow of people and goods. Their labor, though often uncelebrated, is a testament to the human ingenuity and resilience that make a place like Sadargat possible. They are the quiet heroes of the river, the custodians of its chaotic, life-giving rhythm, ensuring that the heart of the waterway continues to beat strongly day after day. In many ways, Sadargat Launch Terminal is not just a part of Dhaka, it is a perfect microcosm of the city itself. It embodies the same defining characteristics, the immense density of people, the constant frenetic energy, and the stark contrast between wealth and poverty. You see well-dressed business people with expensive luggage moving alongside poor migrant workers carrying their few belongings in a cloth bundle. The terminal is a great equalizer, a place where people from all walks of life are thrown together, united by the common purpose of travel. This blend of humanity is the very essence of Dhaka, concentrated into one vibrant, chaotic space. The spirit of entrepreneurship that defines Dhaka is also on full display here. Every possible need of a traveler is catered for by a legion of vendors. You can buy anything from a full meal to a toothbrush, from a newspaper to a new set of clothes, all without leaving the confines of the terminal. Small-scale capitalism thrives in its rawest form, with individuals carving out a livelihood through sheer hustle and ingenuity. This relentless commercial activity mirrors the economic dynamism of the wider city, where every street corner presents an opportunity for trade and every challenge sparks a creative business solution. Sadargat is a living, breathing marketplace. Furthermore, the terminal reflects Dhaka's complex relationship with order and chaos. To an outsider, the scene might appear to be one of complete anarchy, a system on the verge of collapse. Yet within this apparent disorder, there is a deeply ingrained, functional system. People know which ferry to take, porters know the quickest routes, and boats depart and arrive with a surprising degree of regularity. This is the organized chaos that characterizes much of life in Dhaka, a city that functions not always according to formal rules but through a complex web of informal networks, social codes, and shared understandings that have evolved over time. Ultimately, Sadargat tells the story of Dhaka's identity as a city of movement and migration. It is a place of constant flux, a nexus point for the millions who move between the rural and the urban, the traditional and the modern. It encapsulates the city's role as a magnet for people seeking opportunity, while also serving as a vital link back to their ancestral homes and cultural roots. To experience Sadargat is to understand the fundamental forces that shape Dhaka, its relentless pace, its incredible resilience, and its profound, unbreakable connection to the river that gave it life and continues to sustain its vibrant, chaotic soul. As dawn breaks over Dhaka, the river comes alive with floating markets, an ancient, vital artery of commerce. Before the city stirs, small wooden boats converge, transforming the water into a bustling bazaar. Farmers, having paddled through the night, sell their harvests directly from boats piled high with produce, gourds, tomatoes, mangoes, each vessel a floating island of abundance. Deals are struck with a handshake, trust binding this wholesale network that feeds the city. The market's rhythm is swift and purposeful, connecting rural fields to urban tables before most have woken. This enduring tradition is a testament to the river's role as Dhaka's lifeline, where commerce and community meet at sunrise. As the day unfolds, vendor boats become mobile shops, weaving through the waterways to serve river communities. These floating supermarkets carry everything from vegetables and rice to soap and phone cards, meeting daily needs where roads cannot reach. Vendors call out their wares, forging personal bonds with customers who buy from their boat homes. Transactions are quick, friendly, and essential, each sale a thread in the fabric of river life. These boats are more than shops, they're lifelines, symbols of ingenuity and self-sufficiency on the water. In a world without formal infrastructure, the river becomes a thriving marketplace, sustaining its people with every passing boat. On the river, every transaction is a conversation. Commerce and community are inseparable. Farmers and vendors exchange news, haggle prices, and share stories, turning trade into a daily ritual of connection. Bargaining is a performance, reinforcing trust and reputation in this close-knit world. Disputes are settled with words, not contracts, and honesty is the currency that matters most. The floating market is a living social network, where every sale strengthens relationships and every purchase carries a story. Here, face-to-face interaction is the heart of the economy, a vibrant antidote to the anonymity of modern commerce. Floating markets are not a novelty, they're a centuries-old solution shaped by the rivers of Bangladesh. Despite modern roads, the river remains the most practical route for small farmers, allowing direct sales and fairer profits. Yet, pollution, urban sprawl, and shifting aspirations threaten this way of life. Still, the markets endure, adapting to challenges and embodying Dhaka's deep connection to its waterways. They offer lessons in sustainability and resilience, proving that tradition can thrive alongside change. As long as the rivers flow, these boats will carry both food and the spirit of a community bound to the water. For river children, the Buriganga is both home and playground, a world without fences, shaped by water and tide. They learn to balance on boats before they walk on land, inventing games from scraps and leaping between vessels with laughter. The river is their swimming pool, their adventure ground, and their teacher, fostering independence and creativity. Dangers are ever-present currents, ferries, pollution, but vigilance and community keep them safe. Childhood here is resilient, joyful, and resourceful, flourishing in the most unconventional of settings. The river shapes them, instilling wisdom and adaptability from their earliest days. It is a playground that teaches life's hardest and happiest lessons, all afloat. Life on the river is an education. Children learn to row, read the sky, and navigate currents before they ever enter a classroom. Their knowledge is practical, passed down through generations, and written in the rhythms of water and wind. They witness the river's beauty and its challenges, learning environmental stewardship firsthand. Community is essential. Cooperation and sharing are survival skills, ingrained from childhood. Recently, floating schools have brought formal education to these children, bridging their unique lifestyle with new opportunities. These boat classrooms offer hope, ensuring that river children gain both traditional wisdom and academic skills. On the water, every lesson is lived, every day a blend of resilience, learning, and possibility. As the children of the Buriganga grow older, their dreams are shaped by their unique existence. From the decks of their floating homes, they look out upon two worlds, the familiar river community and the distant city. Their dreams reflect a mix of loyalty to their heritage and curiosity for the world beyond. Aisha, a teenage girl, dreams of becoming a teacher to help her community. Many boys aspire to captain ferries or seek opportunities on land as mechanics or business owners. The river has taught them resilience, a quality that will help them succeed. Ultimately, the children of the river are full of hope and dreams for a better future. Their dreams, born on these boats, will carry this community forward. Life on the Buriganga is a life lived in direct conversation with the elements, and no element is more powerful than the water itself. While the river provides sustenance and a home, it also possesses an immense capacity for destruction. The annual monsoon season brings this duality into sharp focus. For several months of the year, the skies open up, unleashing torrential rains that cause the river to swell dramatically. What was once a familiar waterway can transform into a raging, unpredictable force. The gentle rocking of the boat homes gives way to a violent lurching, and the water level rises ominously, threatening to engulf the low-lying decks and everything on them. During these periods, life becomes a constant battle for stability and safety. Families work tirelessly to reinforce their makeshift shelters, securing tarpaulins and strengthening moorings against the punishing winds and relentless downpour. The risk of boats breaking free from their anchors and being swept away by the powerful current is a constant, terrifying possibility. The simple act of moving from one boat to another becomes a perilous undertaking. This is a time of heightened anxiety where a good night's sleep is a luxury, and every creak of the wooden hull sends a jolt of fear through the family. The very water that supports their existence becomes their greatest adversary. The challenges extend beyond the immediate physical danger. Widespread flooding disrupts the delicate economic ecosystem of the boat communities. The large wholesale markets may be inaccessible, cutting off the supply of goods for vendor boats. The number of passengers seeking cross-river transport dwindles, drastically reducing the income of the Majis. For families who depend on a daily wage to survive, a week of relentless rain can mean a week without food. The monsoon season is not just a meteorological event, it is an annual economic crisis that tests the resilience of these communities to their absolute limit. Despite the immense hardship, the monsoon also reveals the incredible preparedness and ingenuity of the river dwellers. They have developed sophisticated, low-cost methods for dealing with the rising waters, passed down through generations. They know how to anchor their boats in safer, more sheltered channels, and how to work collectively to protect the entire floating neighborhood. Children learn from a young age how to navigate the treacherous conditions. This is not a passive acceptance of fate, but an active, strategic response to a recurring threat, a powerful demonstration of their ability to adapt and survive in a world of constant and often violent change. Perhaps the most insidious and persistent struggle faced by the people of the Buriganga is one they cannot fight with stronger ropes or better anchors. It is the slow, creeping poison of pollution. The dark, almost black color of the river is not its natural state. It is a result of decades of untreated industrial effluent, raw sewage, and solid waste being dumped directly into its waters. The Buriganga has become a repository for the city's refuse, a tragic consequence of rapid, unregulated urbanization. For the communities who live on and from this water, this pollution is not an abstract environmental issue. It is a daily, life-threatening reality that seeps into every aspect of their existence. The health consequences are severe and widespread. Using the river water for bathing and washing, a necessity for most boat dwellers, leads to a host of skin diseases, infections, and other chronic ailments. The lack of access to clean drinking water is a critical problem, forcing families to spend a significant portion of their meager income on purchasing water from the shore, or risk contracting waterborne diseases like cholera and dysentery. For children who swim and play in these toxic waters, the long-term health impacts are a source of constant worry for their parents, a silent threat that clouds their otherwise joyful childhoods. The pollution also devastates the river's ecosystem, directly impacting the livelihoods of those who depend on it. The fish population, once a primary source of food and income, has been decimated. The few fish that survive are often contaminated and unsafe to eat. This forces families to become more reliant on purchasing food, adding another layer of economic strain. The stench from the water, especially during the hot, dry season, is overpowering and inescapable. It is a constant, suffocating reminder of the environmental degradation that surrounds them, an assault on the senses that makes their home feel less like a sanctuary and more like a sacrifice zone. This struggle against pollution is a deeply unequal one. The boat communities contribute the least to the problem but suffer its consequences most directly. They lack the political voice and economic power to demand change from the industries and authorities responsible. Yet even in the face of this overwhelming challenge, they exhibit a quiet dignity. They do their best to keep their immediate living spaces clean, scooping debris from the water around their boats. Their continued existence on this poisoned river is a testament to their resilience, but it is also a powerful, silent indictment of the environmental neglect that threatens their very survival. Beyond floods and pollution, there is the relentless daily struggle for economic survival. Life on the river is lived on the margins, where poverty is a constant companion. A day of hard labor might yield only a few dollars, barely enough to feed a family. There is no job security, and a day lost is a day with no income. This reality defines life for the river's inhabitants. Electricity is a luxury, and healthcare is often out of reach. Families face social exclusion, struggling to access basic services. This daily grind requires immense fortitude, but it has forged strength and resilience. It is a life of constant improvisation, hoping for a better future. Despite immense struggles, monsoon fury, pollution, and poverty, the Buriganga community thrives. They possess an unbreakable spirit, living with dignity, joy, and humanity. Their strength lies in community bonds. Neighbors are family, sharing resources and support. The Majis, vendors, and boat home families are proud of their skills and river knowledge. The Buriganga's story is a testament to the human spirit, finding community and home amidst chaos. It's a spirit forged in hardship, proving life can be lived with grace and enduring hope. Our journey through Dhaka's aquatic heart reveals a vital world. We've navigated the Buriganga, witnessed life in floating homes, and felt Sadargat's pulse. Children grow up here, facing daily struggles. The spirit of Dhaka's boat communities is a powerful, enduring force. It's a story of vibrant, adaptive living, woven with community and tradition. This spirit thrives amidst poverty, teaching us about community and mutual support. Dhaka's boat life is a paradox of hardship and belonging. The river's people are active agents, carving out space in the city's margins. Their lives challenge urban development, reminding us of adaptation. Their story commands respect, showing how ancient ways persist as a vital part of the city's soul. Looking forward, the future of Dhaka's boat life appears as murky and uncertain as the Buriganga's own waters. The relentless pace of urban expansion continues to encroach upon the riverbanks. The crisis of pollution threatens to render the river completely inhospitable. What then does the future hold for this unique water world? The answer will depend on whether the city sees the river as a priceless asset that must be protected. Their survival hinges on access to basic services like clean water, healthcare, and education. They have demonstrated an incredible capacity to adapt and innovate for centuries, and it is likely they will continue to do so. Ultimately, the story of Dhaka's boat life is an ongoing chapter, its conclusion yet to be written. A challenge to imagine a future where the city and the river can thrive in a renewed and respectful harmony.